I'm not blind 23 hours a day or 22 hours a day. I'm blind the whole goddamn time. Did I stutter? I'm blind.
You're having a tough time, Ron. I know.
What is going on, everyone? It is I, Shuby, coming to y'all today with another helpful tutorial for the Gauntlet. We're going to be looking at Stage 9 out on a limb, and this platform is relatively easy, and you can beat it in different ways. I'm going to show you guys kind of different methods that I use to do it, because not everyone has the same modifiers. So this platform, Gauntlet, has 4 towers with 3 fights per tower, and the way I'm going to do this video is separate the 2 blood towers and the 2 dark towers. Now you do have to defeat each match or win each match with the brutality, which is not the difficult part, but I do recommend you select a character that you just maybe have a good amount of brutalities for, or you're just used to using and getting brutalities with. The first boss we're going to be looking at is going to be Skarlet, and her most problematic thing, same with Kotal Kahn, is the Bloodstorm modifier. And I went at this without any modifiers just to see how well I would fare, and I did not do very well, but I did notice a few things, like that little blood vortex right there by the anchor actually regenerates your health, and the moment you step out of it into the storm, it, eats away at your health pretty fast. Now those little skulls, I believe, also take away some of your health and give some to Skarlet, not 100%, but I wasn't able to defeat it without any modifiers. So I decided to use the most OP modifiers that I had for my second go around. And if you don't have all of these modifiers or consumables, that's fine. But there are a few things that should be noted. That Skarlet's Pure Blood Vial does not negate the damage that is done to you in Bloodstorm, which is kind of stupid, but it gives a reason for this cleansing stone. So if you have this cleansing stone, it'll make this whole thing, this entire platform, way easier if you used it on every single one. But just to assume that either you don't want to use it every time or that you don't have it, we're just going to use a couple of other modifiers, and I can show you guys. But I went ahead and used that blood vial on this one anyway, just to negate any damage from that chomp chomp and curse of blood. And I threw ethereal armor on there for good measure as well, and it definitely made this a lot easier. As you can see, there's no more blood rain. I'm covered in armor, and yeah, I'm able to kick her butt no problem. I didn't use that vial right there, so the skull did hit me, but it's pretty easy once I get her in that corner, and I can use that chop chop and cut him up and get him with that brutality. For our next Bloodstorm modifier boss fight, we're going to be facing Kotal Kahn, and like I said, we're going to be going at it a different way. With this method, we're actually going to be keeping the Bloodstorm and using it to our advantage. So in order to do that, we need armor, so I recommend you use the ethereal armor modifier or consumable. And then you see that bright pink one there, Necromancer's Rune. That one will also give you armor, but only within a concentrated area. The armor doesn't last as long, but the cooldown is like 3 times as fast as ethereal armor. And since we only have 1 slot available left, I recommend you use one of those regenerate health ones, because regenerating your health, no matter if you do the 30% or 100%, it only takes 1 slot, which is much more beneficial for this matchup. Now once the round actually starts, you'll see that regenerative blood bubble start there in the middle, and once you get in there, you want to use your Necromancer's Rune to kind of secure your location so you have armor while you're standing in there and regenerating health. It doesn't last very long though, so then use your ethereal the moment it goes away, and hop right back into that area and then use your armors again. And it is also good to use your regenerative health consumables, so that way as you're doing combos and you're pushing them out and farther away, that you're able to back up into that little health bubble and not have to worry about losing too much health, because you're regenerating health as you're losing health, and it's just a lot of health being bounced back and forth. But who would have thought we would have been able to use the Bloodstorm to our advantage with just a few consumables to give us, a little bit of armor. Now we move on to the dark modifier towers. And these ones aren't so much more difficult, as they're almost filled with luck, but as you can see or can't see, you're just kind of fighting blind. You're just out there throwing limbs, and it's real difficult without any modifiers. At least that's what I thought at first.
I'm blind.
I'm not a big fan of not being able to see when I fight, so I went at this a little bit of a different way. Instead of going to consumables, I went into the game options, increased the gamma all the way, and I lowered the health bars. So as you fight Kotal Kahn, you'll notice it doesn't go pitch black. You can actually see for a good amount of the time with the gamma all the way up, and you can also use the stage to your advantage. As you look in the background, you can see that ring of blue a lot easier now since the gamma's all the way up, and you can kind of see where the character is at based on that. But the lowered health bars also give you an indicator and let you know, because the character's head will clip and you'll see that silhouette kind of pass over the health bar if Shao Kahn is jumping in the air or gets knocked up in the air. It makes it a lot easier to defeat him without any consumables for this particular match. And one of the more important things of a matchup like this is to just beat them and get them to the finish 'em screen and then perform a mercy, because after you perform a mercy, all the stage modifiers go away and you can see, and it makes it a lot easier for you to perform your brutality for this particular match. Now next up, we have Noob Saibot, and unfortunately increasing his gamma to 100% didn't really do anything for us, and since we're not using Cleansing Ruins, we're going into the whole tower consumable section, and what I'm actually going to do this time is just amplify the damage that I'm going to do using my other consumables. So instead of us trying to be able to see and beat them normally, I guess, we're just going to do the most damage that we possibly can, and so that's the goal for this method. Now, like I said, I did the liquefied energy, so my energy damage is increased, and I grabbed that red dragon beam emitter, which was by far the most beneficial of the two consumables, energy consumables that I'd grabbed. The other one I had nabbed up was the Cyrax's like net. It's called Cyber Snare. That one really didn't do anything. I was kind of hoping that once it snared him, I would be able to see him in that green web, but that wasn't the case. And then since we have one more slot, I went ahead and used this regenerative health. I did the 100% because, like I said before, it only takes one slot, and I'm able to heal up pretty well, so I'm pretty happy about that. But for this one, all we did was just use our consumables, do as much damage as we could with them, and like I said, that Cyrax one really didn't do anything. If you have another attack, or if you have consumables, let's say if you have most of your consumables do fire damage, then use your whole tower increase fire damage consumables, so you can just utilize those. So use what you have, and yeah, that's about it. Once again, you're going to want to take them down all the way, get them to the finish 'em screen, mercy them, and then perform your brutality. So I hope today's video did help y'all out. I know it can be quite troublesome to do, and this video took me a little bit longer to put out than my previous stage 7 tutorial, just because there's essentially 4 bosses, and I wanted to give you multiple methods in beating them and not being reliant on one specific modifier. So like I said, I hope this did help you out. It took a decent amount of time and effort to put this together, so a like is appreciated. If you want to stay up to date on my tutorials or news or whatever Mortal Kombat related stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. Y'all take care.
Who did this?
A madman, Your Honor! A desperate fool at the end of his pitiful rope!
What did he look like?
About 6'2", 180 pounds, big teeth, kind of gangly.